Welcome to the Timesheet application tutorial. In this chapter, we'll explore the Admin tab, your central hub, for managing users, activities, settings, and global application controls. Log in to the Timesheet application. Then click on the Employee Timesheet option on the screen. Then, navigate to the Admin tab, last tab on the navigation panel. Here, you'll find 8 options on the left that help you configure and manage the entire timesheet system. The Control Parameters section allows the admin to define global rules. Initialization date for timesheet. This is the date from which organization started using the timesheet application. Editable days. This determines how many days back an employee can view or edit their timesheet. Approvers can also approve, decline, or process attendance only within this editable range. Maximum hours difference between punch-in and punch-out. This setting restricts the number of hours an employee can enter between their punch-in and punch-out times. The system default is 24 hours. If an employee tries to enter more than the limit, the system will prevent the entry. Cut-off days. Cut-off days define how far back employees are allowed to add, modify, delete, or submit attendance entries. Attendance success/failure message. This option is used on the clock-enabled attendance screen. Select Yes to show a success or failure message after an employee punches in or out. Select No to hide the message and enable automatic logout. Activity rate. The admin can set activity rates for both daily rate and period rate. The Activities and Locations option contains 7 accordions. The first is Locations. Here, the admin can add new locations, update existing locations, set each location's status, generate Excel reports. A location can only be updated or deleted if it is not being used for any code IDs in the approver profile. The second is Accounts. Admins can add accounts, set their status, and generate Excel reports. Just like locations, an account can only be modified or deleted if it is not referenced in any approval profile's code ID. The third is Activities. Admins can add activities, set rate type, override rate, update status, and generate Excel reports. Again, an activity cannot be updated or deleted if it is already assigned under approval profile's code IDs. To modify it, the admin needs to adjust the code IDs in approver's profile, then update the activity here. The fourth is Pay types. Pay types are used by approvers during attendance. Approvers can change an employee's pay type from the default value regular to any active pay type. Admins can add or remove pay types, except the default pay type regular, which cannot be deleted. The fifth is Additional tasks. The admin can add additional tasks, set rate type and override rate, manage status, generate Excel reports. Before updating or deleting an additional task, the admin must ensure it is not assigned in any code IDs in approver's profile. The final option is Location unique address codes. Admins can add IP addresses and CIDR ranges associated with locations. These codes are used to validate clock attendance punch, ensuring that attendance punching happens only from approved network locations. Admins can also generate Excel reports for auditing or record keeping. Next, we will explore the Groups option under the Admin tab. The Groups option allows admins to define group-level control parameters. This section consists of 4 accordion panels: Pay Period, Groups, Holiday List, Group and Holiday Link. The first is Pay Period. The admin can add, update, or delete pay periods. Pay periods are used when assigning employees to groups. They determine how attendance and payroll will be calculated. Before updating or deleting a pay period, the admin must ensure that the pay period is not already assigned in the Groups table under Admin tab, Groups option, Groups accordion. The second is Groups. This is where the admin creates and manages groups. A group contains the following fields: Group name. Pay period. Selected from the pay period master table. Web clock. Indicates whether the group uses the web clock for punching attendance. If set to yes, employees punch in/out using the attendance application. If set to no, use calendar. Status, active or inactive group. Message. A description or note for the group. Rounding rule in, rounding rule out. Defines rounding time, in minutes, applied to in and out punches. Grace time. For rounding the attendance value. Meal deduction. Options are, automatic, manual, or no if meal deduction are not allowed. Additional settings are, meal duration, and meal deduction over that is minimum hours, required for meal deduction to apply. Break rules. Paid break options are, automatic, manual or no, if break deduction disabled. Break duration. Default break time. Cannot work over. Maximum minutes allowed beyond normal working hours. Period. Defines the group's reporting or calculation period. Options include, weekly, quarterly, or yearly. Midnight entry allowed. Enables punching attendance across midnight hours. Default time display settings. These defaults appear when employees create new attendance entries via the calendar. Minimum default in time, maximum default out time, default display in time and default display out time. To delete or modify a group, the admin must first remove all employees assigned to that group. To do this, under Admin tab, go to Users, go to User Group link and remove employees assigned. Once the group has no assigned employees, it can be safely updated or deleted. Now that activities, locations, and accounts are set up, the next steps focus on how attendance flows through approvals, how employees are assigned, and how admins maintain and report on timesheet data. Let's start with approval profiles. The send mail notification option, when set to yes, the approver receives an email whenever a timesheet is waiting for approval. The add/delete option controls whether an approver is allowed to add or delete missed attendance entries for employees. The Can Edit option allows the approver to modify punch in and punch out times for submitted timesheets. An approver can be marked as a super user. A super user can approve or decline any timesheet. For each approver, we can configure proxy users who can approve timesheets on behalf of the main approver when they are unavailable. Only users who already exist as approvers can be assigned as proxy users. If proxy 1 is unavailable, the system automatically routes approvals to proxy 2. Once approvers are configured, the next step is to create user profiles. Each user profile can have multiple approval steps, from step 1 through step 8. The first and final approval step cannot be null. Once approvers and user profiles are ready, we link everything using a code ID. Create and name the code ID. Select the activity, location, account and the user profile for this specific code ID. Status is active by default. At the bottom, you can add additional tasks. These are optional tasks linked to the same job code ID and may have different rates or rate types. Now we assign employees to the setup. In User Location Access, we assign employees to code IDs. Select or search for a code ID. The left panel shows all employees. The right panel shows employees assigned to that code ID. Select the user and use the arrows to move employees between the lists. The double arrow is used for mass action. Changes are saved automatically. An employee can be assigned to multiple code IDs. Next is User Group Link. This assigns employees to groups. An employee can belong to only one group. Next is the Maintenance section. This is used when existing code IDs need to be renamed. In this screen, select an existing code ID. Enter the new code ID name and click Add to List. You can repeat this for multiple code IDs. Once ready, click Update Code IDs. The old code ID is set to inactive and a new code ID is created. All linked employees are moved automatically. A PDF report is downloaded showing old code ID, new code ID and employees impacted by the change. Finally, let's look at admin reports. Location-based monthly approved timesheets. This report generates a PDF of approved timesheets grouped by location. Audit report for timesheets. This report generates a CSV file and provides a detailed audit view. On the bottom left list you select an employee, and view details such as code IDs, punch-in and punch-out times and approval steps. Timesheet Employee Details Report. In this report, select an employee from the left panel. The right panel displays assigned code IDs, activities, accounts, user profiles, and additional tasks the selected employee is enrolled in. This gives a complete snapshot of an employee's timesheet configuration.